Chapter 5, Summer Camp. Every summer, WeWork hosted its annual summer camp, a company-wide festival complete with live music, activities like rock climbing, canoeing, yoga, and ziplining, and bars everywhere serving unlimited free alcohol. For many young employees, it felt like the perfect weekend getaway, especially for those who couldn't afford a real vacation. This was their chance to let loose, party, and have fun. Executives were often seen stumbling around, some carrying water guns filled with vodka. At one point, the head of HR got so drunk she ended up being rushed to the hospital. By 2015, however, summer camp was costing millions. Big-name artists were performing Lorde, Bastille, and the Chainsmokers, who were actually paid in WeWork stock. The weekend even arrived by helicopter for a surprise set. It felt like going to Coachella, except it was run by your boss, a perfect example of how WeWork intentionally blurred the line between personal and professional life until it barely existed. Many employees loved it because it was essentially a massive party. But older employees resented being forced to attend. Everyone wore tracking bracelets to ensure attendance, and someone was even fired for leaving early, even though Adam left early too. Adam often claimed the We movement was about equality, yet while employees slept in muddy tents, Adam stayed in a luxury trailer on top of the hill. Some employees described the atmosphere as cult-like, with people defending Adam like he was a god. One employee even got a WeWork tattoo. And no one partied harder than Adam. At one point, a manager walked into a WeWork office in the morning to find the place reeking of weed, cups of alcohol scattered everywhere. After checking the security footage, he realized it wasn't employees, it was Adam and another executive partying all night. Adam later had a high-powered ceiling vent installed in his office, which many believed was so he could smoke inside. On a company ski trip, Adam and some executives grabbed waiter trays and used them for sledding. When a hotel employee asked them to stop, Adam reportedly said, "I could buy this whole hotel." Partying wasn't just for summer camp, it became part of the company culture. WeWork introduced a weekly Thank God It's Monday meeting that featured tequila shots and passionate speeches from Adam about changing the world and the company's explosive growth. Employees would chant WeWork, WeWork, throughout the building. One manager recalled being told to drink the Kool-Aid meant as encouragement, though the phrase actually refers to blindly following a dangerous ideology inspired by a deadly cult. Despite the partying and rapid growth, behind the scenes, things weren't going as well. In 2015, WeWork posted a $227 million loss. Adam brushed it off, telling investors they were prioritizing growth over profitability. He claimed they could be profitable anytime, they'd just have to stop expanding. In reality, the losses were increasing year after year with no sign of slowing down. Still, Adam pushed for even faster expansion, knowing that explosive growth was what impressed investors and brought in more funding. Adam loved raising money and watching WeWork's valuation and his personal net worth skyrocket. Soon, WeWork secured another $355 million at a $5 billion valuation. Adam confidently compared WeWork's trajectory to Amazon's, claiming their market was even bigger and their growth faster. He said that just as Amazon started with books before expanding into everything, WeWork would soon do the same, starting with office spaces, then expanding into everything else. With fresh investor money, Adam was ready to turn his world domination plans into reality. Chapter 6, WeWorld. As early as 2014, Adam had been trademarking names for future product lines: We Eat for food delivery, We Bike for a bicycle valet service. Ideas flew around casually, someone even suggested making a WeWork energy drink. Meanwhile, basic things like coffee machines and elevators often didn't work properly in their offices, leading some to wonder if fixing those issues should come first. But with more and more investor money flowing in, there was suddenly funding for all of Adam's wildest ideas. One of his first side ventures was WeStudios, a movie production company, but its real goal seemed to be helping launch the acting career of his wife, Rebekah Neumann. Rebekah, cousin to Gwyneth Paltrow, often told people that when she met Adam, she just knew he was destined to save the world. She hadn't found much acting success herself, so WeStudios was supposed to change that. However, their first movie flopped at the box office, and they quietly shelved the project. As WeWork grew, Rebekah became more involved in the company. Deeply spiritual, she heavily influenced Adam, and soon that spiritualism seeped into WeWork itself. Adam began talking about energy and even brought in Rebekah's spiritual advisor to lecture employees on hard work. They opened a boutique gym offering yoga classes infused with an entrepreneurial spirit and even hired a scent artist to create a signature WeWork fragrance. Many of these new projects felt more like personal hobbies than sound business ventures. It seemed like Adam and Rebekah believed they could make anything work, so why not try everything? But with each new venture, it became harder to see how WeWork could develop expertise in such unrelated areas, especially when their core business of leasing office spaces still wasn't profitable. Still, Adam looked at how tech giants like Google and Amazon had diversified and insisted that since WeWork was a tech company too, they should follow the same path. He wasn't just building a company, he was building an entire WeWorld. At one point, Adam even told a reporter that WeWork Mars is in our pipeline. He explained that once Elon Musk got people to Mars, WeWork would build a community there like nothing the world had ever seen. Unfortunately, when Adam finally met Elon, Musk didn't seem remotely interested in the idea. Adam wasn't just creating new businesses, he was also eager to start buying them. He once tried to buy Etsy, only to be told it was a billion-dollar public company. He also considered acquiring Magnesis, a membership club created by Billy McFarland, the same guy who later launched the disastrous Fyre Festival and ended up in jail. Ironically, Billy once cited WeWork as an inspiration for Fyre Fest. Meanwhile, Adam became friends with Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law. Adam even claimed that if Trump won the election, Jared might let him reimagine America's post offices and libraries. No one really knew what that meant, but Adam was thrilled by how influential he was becoming. Despite all this wild spending, none of it seemed to matter. Adam kept pulling in more investors. During one pitch meeting, he took an investor to the roof for shots, then sprayed him with a fire extinguisher to celebrate. Reflecting on it, a WeWork employee said, "Should Adam have done that? Probably not, but you have to give it to him." We closed the deal the next week. Chapter 7, WeLive. Adam wasn't satisfied with just changing how people worked, he wanted to change how they lived. That's when he came up with WeLive, a new venture offering small apartments with large communal spaces designed to encourage socializing. It was a modern take on communal living that Adam claimed would revolutionize residential real estate. Ironically, Adam had pitched a similar idea back in college, only to be told by his professor it would never work. Now, with WeLive, he was determined to prove him wrong. The concept was simple adult dorms. Tiny private rooms, shared kitchens, a game room, and of course, endless happy hours. The first experiment began in New York, though it wasn't clear if New Yorkers really wanted even smaller apartments crammed with more people just for the sake of communal areas. Financially, WeLive made even less sense than WeWork. To achieve the desired layout and aesthetic, they'd need to build from the ground up, a costly endeavor. Residential regulations were much stricter than office spaces, making it harder to squeeze people in, and the plumbing costs were sky-high. Still, Adam saw this as the perfect pitch to investors, expanding into a massive new market. He promised WeLive would surpass WeWork's success. Early investor presentations claimed that within 4 years, WeLive would house 34,000 residents and rake in $600 million in rent. The reality was far different. They struggled to open even 2 locations and lost a lot of money in the process. But in January 2016, 2 WeLive floors finally opened at 110 Wall Street. To create some momentum, WeWork employees and members were offered rooms in WeLive for just $500 a month, but this meant sharing a tiny studio with a coworker. Many employees accepted since they were underpaid, and this allowed them to live close to their WeWork office. However, it wasn't long before people started to feel the impact. Employees were spending all day at WeWork and coming home to WeLive, both owned by the same company. Slowly, they realized their entire life revolved around WeWork. Their job, their home, their social circle all intertwined. Some began calling it a cult. As one employee put it, "I was working in WeWork and living in WeLive. My entire life was being propped up by the We community." And just as cracks were appearing in WeLive, bigger problems loomed ahead. WeWork would soon do the same, starting with office spaces, then expanding into everything else. With fresh investor money, Adam was ready to turn his world domination plans into reality.